Hey y'all, welcome on in. My name is Alex of the Creative Lava. If you see the red live box around my head, that means I'm live, but if you don't see it, you are just catching the good old replay. Welcome on back. We are doing a brand new cutout of the week. So if you are new here, let us know that you're new. But if you are new to my page, we do a brand new cutout pretty much every single Monday, and it's only available during that week. So this one is a little mini sunflower shelf sitter. It's a really small little birdhouse. We're gonna paint it up. We're gonna use some acrylic paint and all of that good stuff. So when y'all pop on, say hey, and let's go ahead and get started. But before I do anything else, let me get this shared over into my broadcast channel. So if you're not part of my broadcast channel and you want to be, which means you want to know when I'm live, down there in the pinned comment where it says comment Monday, open that up and there's a link in there for you to join my broadcast channel, and that's going to be the best way to know when I'm live, because I do send out a message in there when I'm live. And I really try not to, like, I say this every time, I really try not to like blow up the broadcast channel because I know it can get annoying. I really just try to send out the important info. So let me get that shared into there, which I did, and let me say hello. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Kathy. Yes, our keyword tonight is Monday. When you comment that keyword, you will get the link to our cutout of the week. It is $9.99, which includes the cost of shipping. But better yet is it is 35% off until midnight tonight. Because all the cutouts on my website are 35% off until midnight tonight. So if you want this at 35% off, you need to go grab it. Hi, Melinda. Yay, Kathy. Hi, Linda. Hello. All right, so we're going to kind of start moving our pieces around. I'm going to use some painter's tape so I don't lose anything, because if y'all are new around here, I tend to lose some pieces. So, hello, Sharon. Hi, Chris. I was going to say good morning, Robbie. Good afternoon, Robbie. Good evening. All right, so let's kind of move some of these pieces around. I'm going to do brown. I don't think this is going to be white. Hold on, y'all. I got to look at a picture. Yes, this is going to be white. But this is a little sunflower birdhouse. Y'all usually love the heck out of anything sunflower. So I thought, why not? So this is going to be brown. This is going to be brown. Brown. And then obviously these are going to be yellow. All right, and there we go. Let me put these sunflowers on. Hi, Tammy. Put these sunflowers on a piece of tape, and we'll start with the base first. So sunflowers, and then we're gonna paint this green. All right, so here's the base of your cutout. I went ahead, I took a wet wipe, and I wiped down all of my pieces to get that glue off, okay? Because we're gonna paint our birdhouse white. And let me show you, like, here's a little, look how, you can see how it looks like a little chard right there. It's not charred, it's just the glue from the MDF. So if you leave that glue sitting on top of your wood and you're gonna go to paint it white, more than likely it's going to yellow, and you don't want that to happen. So I took a little wet wipe and I wiped off all of that glue, and we're gonna paint this white. Now I really thought about getting funky with it and like doing something different and like a different color, but you know, I'm basic Betty over here and I just want to do white. So we're going to get this painted on here, and then we will stain everything else, and we're just going to paint tonight. So when y'all pop on, say hey and comment the word Monday. I'm just thinking here. So my little chimney, I want to stain in my brown color, so I need to be sure to not get that piece. So that's what I was doing right there. I was just thinking. You love birdhouses? Yay! Well, and this is like the perfect little craft for you, Miss Kimmy. Kimmy, how are you feeling? I hope you're doing better, my friend. All right, let's dry this. And then we're going to stain the rest of this in the burnt umber. Hi, Darlene. I love sunflowers too, Monica. Hi, Brenda. All right, let's get this dry, like so. And let's do another coat. So typically with white, it needs a couple of coats. I usually like to do at least 2. I am going to paint this too. Hi, Lisa. Yes, I'm so excited to be back. I've been working on orders today. We are going to do our Plinko game on Friday night. So if you placed a qualifying order last week, you will get to drop the Plinko on Friday night. So make sure you're in the VIP group. Sharon, we are doing like a little sunflower birdhouse. Still can't get set up. And oh my gosh, Miss Kimmy. I'm so sorry. Hi, Darlene. And Miss Janice and Diane. Hello, everybody. All right. That looks pretty good. Now, this is where I thought about doing like a fun color, like doing the birdhouse in like a funky different color, like a bright color. But I decided to stick with white. Because, like I said, I'm a basic Betty. I'm boring. No, but the picture I saw with the white looked really good, so that's why I did that. All right, I am looking for a, here we go, a straight pen to clean out my lines. So I'm just going to take a straight pen that I have right here, and I'm going to clean out these shiplap lines so they look a little bit more defined. Let's get this cleaned out. But how's everybody doing? How was your Monday? Mine was good. I spent the morning taking Thomas to the chiropractor. His back is still in a lot of pain. So that's what we spent our morning doing. Okay, so I'm sorry I'm so shaky, y'all. It's because I'm hungry. All right, so there is our house. I'm going to put this to, not put this to the side. No. I'm going to take a wet wipe, and I'm going to take my burnt umber, and I am going to squeeze this out onto my mat, and I'm going to stain this. You like the white? Yeah. I thought like a turquoise would be really fun, or even a purple. So if you're not a fan of the white, I also thought that that might be a good option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stain my little chimney like so. And then I'm going to stain the bottom of this little birdhouse. Now, I'm going to go through, I'm going to put the color on top of where the sunflowers go. It doesn't matter because this piece right here, we're going to paint and glue on top. So you don't have to be precise with it. You don't have to pull out a small little brush and try to get it exactly. Just get that color on there, whatever color you want the part of this color to be. Hi, Shannon. We are doing the cutout of the week. Oh my gosh, Darlene, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Melinda. And I'm sorry you just got a message. You weren't supposed to, my friend. Thank you. I'm hoping he feels better soon. All right. That looks good. So there's what we have so far. I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to pull this out. Okay. And we're going to stain all of these pieces in the burnt umber as well. Hi, Anita. Thank you for sprinkling. So, really simple project tonight. We're just painting. We're not going to use any transfers or any chalk paste. I am just painting up this piece. I know y'all love sunflowers, as do I, so I thought, let's do like a little sunflower craft. I thought y'all would like that. All right, let's dry it, and let's see if it needs another coat. Just checking up on y'all's comments. Hi, Donna D. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Barbara. I don't know if I said hello to you, Barbara. But we just distressed everything, or did the big white method on the burnt umber parts. I'm going to go through. I need this white again. A little bit of white to do this little piece right here. And that will need a couple of coats. Let's pull out, we got a lot of moving parts tonight. We're going to put this here. All right, so here's the piece that goes on top, and we're gonna paint this in the green. This is where I need y'all's help. Do we wanna go like dark green or light green? So this is Fairway Green. It's a darker green. Or we have New Leaf, which is like more of like a lighter pesto-y color. What color green should we do? What do y'all think? Let me know while we paint our sunflowers. So I'm gonna go in with Maize and Waverly chalk paint. I don't think I've used this one in quite some time. So it might be, hi Brenda Newman, dark. Kimmy says dark. See, I originally had pulled the New Leaf, but then I thought that the dark color might look better. Dark, 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 New Leaf. And we are going to distress our sunflowers. All right. And our sunflowers, I know I don't have like the perfect yellow for sunflowers. They're a little bit lighter than what I wanted, but we're going to go in with a yellow and we're going to distress these to a little bit of a darker yellow, I think. And hopefully it'll bring out like the golden yellow. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not loving this yellow. I feel like it's a little too light. New Leaf, dark. What about both greens? I mean, Darlene, I could try. I could certainly try. Not loving that yellow. I think we're going to go with our other yellow. I think this is too light. Hi, Ange. That is too light for what I'm wanting. So we're going to go in more with this golden yellow. I just don't like using this yellow because it doesn't cover really well and it needs several coats. But we want this to look good, right? All right, let's try this again. Okay, that's better. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Let me show y'all. I don't even know if you can tell the difference. So this one we just painted with the brighter yellow. These two we painted with that yellow chalk paint. And it looks so much better. Hi, Dawn. Well, I'm glad you do, Darlene. Myself, I don't. All right, so I think the dark green won. So I'm just going to put these to the side and we're going to come back to these. And let's pull this out and we're going to go in with our Fairway Green. Yeah, the yellow, I think it helped like base coating it in that lighter yellow because it covered so much better than there. Oh, that's white. Just stuck my fingers in that. The darker yellow, yeah, I agree. Okay, so we are just going to go in and we will accent this. So it's going to be just solid for right now, but then we'll go in and we maybe add some not distress oxide, but I'm using my distress crayons to get this. Ooh, that's a pretty green. Okay, I'm glad we did this green. Much better. I agree. Because I wasn't sure if my distress crayons were going to be golden enough to like warm it up. So I'm glad that that worked. All right, let's get everything dry. We're going to do one more coat of everything and then we're going to distress and put it all together. Hi, Anita. All right, let's do one more coat of this green. This is a really pretty green. This is like the perfect, like bright green in my opinion. Okay, put that to the side. Now I have some on my glass mat. So I'm going to pick up all that extra and throw it right back into my jar. All right, so that was Fairway Green. Put that back into my bucket of paint. let's go. I'm going to do this off to the side, but I'm going to do another coat of, that's not good. Another coat on this little piece right here. That looks good. And then we're going to do one more coat on our sunflowers. Hi, Dolores. I did, Debbie. We had a great time. Other than Thomas hurting his back, we had the best time. Spent lots of time with my family. Oh, I got paint on my shirt. Spent lots of my time with my family, hanging by the pool, relaxing, exploring, doing all the things. We enjoyed it tremendously. All right. Let's wipe up our table. Oh, man. There we go. It came off. And then let's start distressing. So let's start with this piece. So this is the base piece of the entire cutout. I think I'm going to distress the birdhouse just a little bit with some walnut stain. It is the cutout of the week, Dolores. So it's a little sunflower birdhouse. If you comment the word Monday, you'll get all the info. But this cutout is 35% off until midnight. And then it'll go back to regular pricing. I don't know if I'm going to like this. Go back to regular pricing at midnight. So if you want to save a little bit, oh, you know what? I forgot to put this in the free category on the shipping. So if you order this and you have to pay for shipping on it, I'll refund you the difference if you order it by itself. That's what I forgot to do. So if it charges you shipping, just bear with me. I'll fix it after my live. I promise. That's what I forgot to do. I was sitting there like, I think I got everything. Nope, sure didn't. Sure didn't. I'll send a message in the broadcast channel once I fix it. All right. I'm going to distress the roof in a little bit of white ink. Just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let's start gluing. So I'm going to use, oh heck. I was going to use, oh, it comes out. Look at the tip of my bottle. Ooh, that's a mess. I need to fix it. Hi, Diane. Diane, didn't you have surgery? Are you doing, I think it was you. I hope you're doing well. All right, lay that down. This isn't really easy with my shaky hands, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. All right. Cover up my face so it focuses. I'm just going to distress this on here. So a little bit of white. And y'all, I totally broke the frame of this, but we'll glue it back together. Your girl got a little rough with it. Oh my gosh, Diane. I'm so sorry. I hope everything's okay. I hope everything is a-okay. I know, Debbie. I just added a ton of stuff to the website too for our little website sale. I added like, what did I say? Like 30 new items. And then all the stuff I added last week. But there'll be more sales. It's not going to be the last time I do something like this. All right. My shaky hands have got to chill. Yay, Janice. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you're loving it. That makes my heart so happy to hear. All right. Here's what we have so far. Then we're going to add this guy. I'm going to add a little bit of glue to this and just brush it on the back. Yes, there is a stand for it, Doreen. It's over here. I meant to paint that. I forgot. All right. Yay! If I order the weekly one, the Birdhouse and the other things is up. Yes, Kimmy. Yes, everything is 35. All cutouts on my website are 35% off. They are all 35 off, including this one. Yes, ma'am. And tonight's the last night for that. Okay, so here's what we have. We're going to brighten it up now. So we're going to take a green. I feel like this one wasn't dark enough, but we're going to see. We might have to distress just in like a dark brown. So the Firefly Cutout of the week. Last week's, Donna? Okay. I haven't started shipping those. I cut a bunch today. But I will go back and refund that one too. Because it shouldn't have done that. I will go back and refund. Hi, Sandy. My son got home Friday and I've spent the whole... Oh, how fun. That sounds like fun, Miss Robbie. All right, so let's see if this... It doesn't really do anything. It's too dark of a green. So we'll distress in like a brown. Hi, Martha. You've been on my lives before. I recognize your name, my friend. All right, so we're just gonna add a little bit of the Distress Oxide to the leaves. But then we're gonna go in at the end with a white paint pen. I'm gonna show you, like, on the leaves, there are little score lines, and I'm gonna draw, I think, a white line right there. Now, you could distress this however you wanted to. It's obviously up to you. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever you prefer. All right, then here are our sunflowers. And I think, honestly, I'm just gonna distress these in a brown. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Oh no, Debbie, for me? Okay, Donna, I'll fix it. So if you ordered that, I would have caught it when I was shipping. I haven't shipped them yet, but I'll get that fixed. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. No one said anything, so I didn't know to fix it. Where did I put my, just right here in front of my face? I had my grandchildren over the Father's Day and they spent, oh, how fun. It was retired now with 20 years from now. Oh my gosh, 20 years, that's insane. All right, so what I think I'm gonna do, instead of distressing the outside, I'm gonna go through and try to distress the inside of it and see how that looks, okay? So I'm gonna add a, uh-oh, one of the dogs are getting in trouble. All right, a little bit here. I'm going to show you here in a second. So I kind of did it from the inside out. Let's see what we think. That's not the right one. It's this one. Let me hold it up and I'll show y'all. Ooh. Come on. What do we think? Do we like that? Oh, got you, Debbie. Do we like it, the distress from the inside out? I might have added too much, but it's okay. It's okay. You do? Okay, cool. Now, you could totally distress it the other way if that makes you happy. I am going to distress the center of this in a little bit of white, and then we're going to glue this down. Thanks, y'all. All right, so then we're gonna do the same thing. A little bit of Distress Oxide. And I kind of wish I had a smaller little thing here. So I'm trying not to take it up too much. But I'm also trying just to make it look semi, I guess, natural. Thanks, y'all. And y'all be sure to hang out till the end because I am going to give one away. I already have it cut. And it's going to be shipped out ASAP. So, all right, there's that one. Last one. You could probably do this with brown paint and a makeup sponge. Just trying to soften it a little bit. Then we're gonna do this one. Yes, Martha, from Amazon. They're awesome. I use mainly these. And makeup sponges for all my distressing. Okay, there's that. I think we're done with all the distressing as far as like the inks and stuff go. So the white one I got from Amazon. This one came from Hobby Lobby. This is walnut stain. So now here comes the fun part. That was not centered on there. I'll put a little bit more glue. Now this is probably the most difficult part of the project, is getting the flowers to match up on here. Thank you, Janice. But I need to let those set up before I sit here and touch them and move them around. So we can go ahead and glue this piece on here and get that nice and lined up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just on the flower parts and the leaves. They're the centers. They're the centers of the sunflower. So I put, I don't know if you're talking about the Distress Oxide. I use the walnut stain. Distress Oxide from, you can get it on Amazon, but I got mine from Hobby Lobby. I don't know which one you were talking about. All right, so while that's setting up, this is going to be the most difficult part of this whole project, is getting these little flowers lined up on here. I'm going to let that set before I continue touching it. So we're going to move that over here for right now, and I'm going to stain this guy. So this is the stand. Thank you, Diane. Hi, Colleen. This is the stand. I'm going to use my burnt umber again. Just to distress it, not distress it, to paint it, but I'm going to stain it. Okay. I love the baby white method. It's great and so easy. Okay. There it is. And honestly, I'm going to take my burnt umber. I have this that I've used. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to pick up this extra paint, as little as it is, and put it back into the jar. The solid piece on top of the walnut stain. This, the center of the sunflower. I'm not done with it. I'm going to go in and add some white dots to it and distress it a little bit. All right. That looks good. Okay, so here's the hardest part of getting these lined up. Okay, so there's just a rough look at what we have so far. Okay. So what I did before I went live is I actually used the back to line it up. So I'm just gonna pick, like, this little part right here has 3 little spokes. So I'm gonna find the one that has the 3 little spokes and do my best to line that up and see if it matches. Not really. Here we go. Where did it go? Right here. And that lined up. Well, maybe, hold on. Nope. This is gonna be, there we go. Got it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and glue this one. Try not to mess it up. But to me, that's gonna be the hardest part of the whole project, is getting that little piece lined up. Okay, and then I'm gonna glue this one on top while that bottom one sets up. And then we'll let these set up for a second. But what is it? It's the center of the sunflower. I'm trying to show you, but it won't focus. It's the center of the sunflower. It just adds a little bit more dimension. You could totally leave that part off if you don't like it and just paint the center. Thank you for the stars, Vicky. Thank you, my friend. Oops, I forgot to glue that down. My bad. All right, let's fix it. All right, I'm gonna let it set before I move it around. All right, so same thing here is just finding I kind of have to be careful because this piece keeps moving. There we go. All right. Glue the, thank you, Melinda. Oh, heck. Nope. Fudge. I messed it up, y'all. Oh, it goes right here. No. Hold on. I told y'all I had it, and then I moved it. There we go. Got it. All right, we're gonna let that set up. I can't imagine the faces I was making. Takes concentration. All right, a little bit of glue on the back of this. Thank you. And I will go fix the shipping on this after my live. I promise. All right, we're gonna let that set up before I do my accents. So, the white paint pen that I really like to use, which is the tack in here, is this brand. Okay, it's this brand, and the white paint pen is really thin. This is honestly probably the best white paint pen that I have found that I like personally. So thank you. But this is 35% off. It'll be available all week, but the 35% discount only applies until midnight, and that's all cutouts on my website. So if you haven't shopped the sale, like I said last night, I added over 30 items yesterday, and then between last week and yesterday, I think I added over 50 new items in the last week. So if you comment the word Monday, you'll get the link to this, but then towards the bottom of the message, there is a link to the new items tab on my website where you can go check out all the new stuff. But you can also use the search function on the website and look for certain things that you're, looking for. So if you're looking for summer stuff, type in the word summer. If you're looking for like snowman stuff, type in the word snowman, or door hangers or stuff like that. But everything is organized on the website for you. If you just scroll down to the bottom where there's a bunch of different colored squares, that's where everything is organized. Did the pans come from Amazon? What? No, the pins, yes. These are on my Amazon storefront, Kimmy. Thanks, Diane. Hi, Lori. How are you? Yes, these are my favorite white pens. Okay. So I'm just going to go through. That's not doing what I wanted to. And this is going to add, oh, that's definitely not what I wanted. Hold on. We're going to fix it. My bad. The only thing with this paint pen is when you push it down to fill the tip, is then it has like this, I don't know if you can tell, like a bubble on the end. And if I go to put that down, it's going to kind of give me a big old like bubble, I guess, or like dot. And that's not what I want. All right, so then I am going to add some lines. Okay. I'm just going to move this around. I'm not the best at the lines, y'all, but I'm working on it. And for the leaves, I'm just following the lines on the leaves, which isn't good with a shaky hand. All right, let me dry this. Thanks, Barbara. Let me dry this before I go and smudge anything. Y'all hang out just a couple more minutes and then I will announce the winner, who will get a blank cutout of the week. I don't like this. I don't like these dots right here. So I'm going to fix that. This is kind of where I'm learning, is in the dots. I'm not the best at them. All right, we're gonna paint over this real quick. He's doing okay, Diane. He is doing okay. I do need to eat. I'm starving. We are having spaghetti. So, he's doing okay though. All right. I'm gonna add a couple more and then we'll be done. Okay. All right, I think that's good. I'm hungry, Brenda. That's why. I had like a small little snack for lunch instead of like eating my actual lunch. And I'm just really hungry. That's why I'm shaking. He bent over at the beach to get something out of the backpack, and he was okay for the first like 30, 45 minutes. And then we got into a van and had like an hour and a half drive back to where we were staying, and the seats were not very comfortable, and I think that's what tensed up his back as well. So he just bending over. That's it. All right. There it is. What do y'all think? The dots need some work. I know, but it's not bad. So this is this week's cutout of the week. Like I said, it's 35% off. It stands over a little over 7 inches tall. And it's about 2.5 inches wide. But there it is. What do y'all think? So go grab it. I will go fix the shipping on it as soon as I hop off of here. So let's pick a winner. Thank you, Nancy. So like I said, this is the Cutout of the week. It's available until next Sunday. It'll be available in our Thrifty Thursday sale if you want to grab it then. It will not be available in our live sale this Sunday. Kind of switching things up a little bit. So if you want to grab this, you can either grab it on the website or during Thrifty Thursday. Like I said, it's 35% off along with all the other cutouts on my website. And that sale ends tonight at midnight. Thank you. Thanks, y'all. So this is originally $9.99, and I think right now it's like $6.75 or 74 cents, something like that. So you basically get like free shipping with it. But I need to go fix the shipping on it. But there it is. So let's pick a winner. Okay, we're going to do like we normally do. I'm going to give you a word. You're going to comment that word. I'm going to say we're going to pick the 8th person, whatever number it is. And whoever is that number who comments that word on my end is the winner. They will receive a blank cutout of the week, which I already have cut and it is ready to go for shipping, okay? It is perfect for a dollhouse. It really is. It really is. And it's not super large, which I love. Because I know I tend to like really enjoy doing like the bigger cutouts, but sometimes these smaller cutouts are just perfect for like a small little project. All right. So let's comment the word. Let's comment the word. I can't think of a word. Comment the word walnut. The word is walnut because we use the walnut stain or the walnut distress oxide. Comment the word walnut, and the 9th person on my end, number 9, will be tonight's winner. Walnut is our word. But we're going to be playing Plinko on Friday. So the way that worked is if you placed an order on my website last Monday through last Friday, you got entered. So if you placed multiple orders, you got multiple entries into the game. And so we'll be playing that on Friday. All right. Barbara was number 1, Nancy was 2, Sandy was 3, Diane was 4, Anita was 5, Tammy was 6, Colleen was 7, Chris was number 8, and Ms. Martha McClarnon, Miss Martha, you are tonight's winner. So Miss Martha, if you'll do me a huge favor and send the page a message just saying, hey, I won, I will send you a form to fill out. You just need to fill out that form, and then I will ship this out ASAP because I already have it cut for you. But we'll be playing Plinko over in the VIP group on Friday, so there's an opportunity to win some like exclusive chalk bundles, chalk prizes, and some cutouts. But all of those orders that you placed last week, I'm going to go ahead and I'm already going to have them cut. And then when we play on Friday, all I have to do is throw in your prize winnings, and then it'll be shipped, okay? But if you go over into my VIP group and check out the event that I made, the list of everybody who got entered into the game is listed there if you want to double check. So yeah, that is it, y'all. So I will see y'all tomorrow. We're going to do something. We're going to do something with one of the new transfers. Martha, send me a message, not a comment on here. I want to do something with one of these because this is low quantity and it's going to, when it's sold out, it's gone. So I want to do something with that. Yes, Linda. All of those were shipped. Yes, all of those were shipped. Linda, if you want me to send you the tracking on it, you can send me a message and I can check it for you, okay? All right, y'all, have a great rest of your night. Go grab this. I'm going to go fix the shipping, and I will send an updated message in the broadcast channel as soon as I moved it over to the free shipping category, okay? And go shopping. Get 35% off everything. It's a time to save. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.